Unfortunately, this is the only one example in our inventory, so that's why we can't test drive it, because the Type R customers are very sensitive about the mileage. So I will show just interior and exterior and things like that. Okay guys.
The Type R story began in the early 1990s with one philosophy: build a road car that feels like a race car, but without sacrificing reliability. Most performance cars can do one thing well, but Type R models were engineered to do everything well. Lightweight, high revving engines, motorsports, DNA, incredible precision and feedback, and durability that embarrasses even some luxury brands. This is why the Civic Type R is often called the everyday supercar you can drive hard without fear. In the 2026 model, Honda took that philosophy and sharpened it an extra 20% in every direction. The engine, more than just horsepower. Let's talk about the heart of the beast. The 2026 Civic Type R keeps its iconic 2.0-liter turbocharged VTEC engine. But Honda engineers have performed what I like to call invisible magic. The numbers on paper may look familiar. Around 326 horsepower, about 310 pound-feet of torque. But numbers never tell the full story. What actually changed? Revised turbo geometry. The turbo spools quicker, giving you that instant punch even at mid-RPM. There's almost zero lag. The power feels wired to your right foot. Improved thermal management. This means more consistent power, better performance under heat, and importantly, no power drop during track sessions. Strengthened internal components. This allows the engine to handle more repeated high load cycles. In simple words, it pulls hard, again and again, without complaining. So the result is a car that feels more alive, more eager, and more confident than ever. The transmission, a masterpiece for purists. In 2026, Honda continues the tradition. The Civic Type R is manual only. No CVT, no DCT, no automatic, no compromise. Why? Because the Type R is engineered for connection, and they didn't leave the transmission untouched either. The gearbox now has reinforced synchros, a tighter gate for more precise shifts, and a more responsive rev matching system that can be turned on or off. Every gear change feels like a mechanical handshake, a moment between you and the machine. Handling, where the 2026 Type R really separates itself. Anyone can add horsepower, few can engineer balance. The Type R has always been famous for cornering ability, and the 2026 model continues that tradition with a stiffer chassis. Additional bracing increases torsional rigidity, giving the suspension a more stable platform to work from. Revised adaptive dampers. This is huge. The new algorithm reads the road surface faster, adjusting the damping force in milliseconds. Honda is essentially giving you a suspension system that predicts rather than reacts. Wider track, better grip. Wider stance equals more stability, more cornering speed, more confidence. Michelin Pilot Sport, 4S, or Cup 2 options. Depending on the package, drivers can go from aggressive street driving to weekend track warrior. You know, aerodynamics, subtle but smart. Unlike many performance cars today, the Type R does not try to look loud just for attention. The 2026 design is purposeful. Every line has a function. The wing is wind tunnel optimized. It isn't about looking crazy, it's about producing real downforce with minimal drag. The front bumper channels more air to the brakes. This keeps the car cool under intense driving. The hood vent is functional. Hot air escapes efficiently, protecting engine performance and longevity. This is not aero for decoration. This is aero with intention in the interior. Finally, a performance cockpit with maturity. Inside the 2026 Type R, you'll notice something interesting. It's still aggressive, but no longer childish. Deep bolstered racing seats, lightweight, supportive, and track-proven. A cleaner digital gauge cluster with modes that prioritize different driving styles. Comfort, Sport, plus R, track mode, shift light indicator. This feature is iconic. It tells you the perfect moment to shift. Aluminum pedals and a proper manual shifter. It's tactile engineering at its best. Improved sound insulation. This is where Honda surprises people. The 2026 model is quieter, not soft, but refined enough for long trips. The Civic Type R is now an adult. Still fun, but no longer wild in a teenager way. Technology upgrades. Honda didn't forget the modern stuff. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, larger infotainment display, Honda Sensing Suite, blind spot monitoring, upgraded Bose audio system, performance data logging, track telemetry, active safety and full control for spirited drivers. You get the joy of a track car with the comfort of a daily commuter. Real-world performance beyond the paper stats. The most interesting thing about the 2026 Type R is that many of its advantages don't show up in a brochure. The car delivers more stable high-speed behavior. At 120 plus miles per hour, the car feels planted, predictable, stronger ISA.